Hey guys, welcome in. My name is Brianna, and this is just going to be a recap of the messages that came through in yesterday's reading, last night's reading. So last night I did a reading and there are tons of messages that came through. So I'm just going to take all of those messages. I've got my notes here and I'm going to just list them out and wrap them together in this nice little video. The overall energy for the message yesterday, or the message that came through last night, was Jupiter. Jupiter is, I believe by the time this video is released, Jupiter is going to be direct. Jupiter just finished a retrograde period. So Jupiter was retrograding in the sign of Gemini, and like I mentioned in my last reading, whenever a planet goes retrograde or whenever a planet slows down, it gives us an opportunity to go inward and clear up all of the limitations, all of the obstacles, like just pull up the weeds of any like resistance that may interfere with the filtration of the planet's energy once the planet goes direct. So when Jupiter was retrograde, it gave us an opportunity to go within and clear out any limitations around like abundance and goodness and inclusion, like Jupiter things, right? So now that the planet is moving direct, this energy is going to start pouring in. We're going to start feeling more Jupiterian energy, and Jupiter is going direct in the sign of Gemini, right? So Gemini rules how we communicate and relate to one another, but it also rules how we communicate and relate to ourselves. Gemini in esoteric astrology is the messenger of the gods, right? Gods being your higher self, your soul. So Gemini is the bridge that connects the higher self or the soul with the personality, with the self, right? It's how our higher self communicates with us. It's the bridge of communication. So Jupiter blesses and expands and grows and evolves anything it touches, right? Wherever Jupiter is, you can expect like blessings and expansion and evolution in that area. So since Jupiter is moving direct in the sign of Gemini, it's going to expand and bless not only our communication with those around us, our collective, our community, but it's also going to expand our communication with our higher selves, right? It's going to open up the lines of communication between us and our guides, right? The angels, the ancestors, your team, right? Your spiritual team. It's going to open up the channel for more downloads. It's going to open up the channel for more like telepathic communications, right? So that's the energy we have. That's the overall energy, or that was the overall energy of the reading, right? Zara is sleeping. Okay, so when Jupiter was retrograde, we had an opportunity to like clear the channel, right? Clear the channel so that Jupiter can express more purely, more fully when it goes direct. And just depending on where you have Jupiter in your chart was the area that you had an opportunity to purify and clean, right? Like for me, I have Jupiter in my first house. The first house rules, it's like the face, right? It's how people see you. It's your personality. It's your persona, right? It's your outward expression. So Jupiter is in my first house. So when Jupiter was retrograde, it gave me an opportunity to like clear away limitations and restrictions about how I'm seen or how I show up for the collective. So now that Jupiter's moving direct, I'm going to see expansion in those areas, right? So check the house where Jupiter rests for you, and you'll be able to have a better idea of what area this energy is working in your chart. Okay, so what else? I've got my notes here. Okay, so in the last couple of readings, the first card out has been the gates, right? So collectively, we're at these gates, the gates of final judgment. So on the other side of the gates are multiple potential timelines, and we haven't made it through these gates. We're still here in final judgment. I honestly don't think we're gonna like make it through these gates until Mars goes direct. I think Mars is going to be moving direct sometime like towards the end of this month. Mars is like, it's the fuel, it's the gasoline for the car, right? So Mars is currently retrograde, possibly giving us a chance to work on our strategy, right? Work on our approach, like our plan of attack, so that when Mars goes direct, we've got the gas for the car, right? So we're at these gates, and while we're at the gates, we're being tested, but we aren't being tested by anyone other than ourselves, right? Our higher self is testing us. And I really want to say, I don't want to say testing. I feel it's more like preparation, right? There is heat, right? There's like pressure. There's pressure pushing you to level up, really, to prepare, to practice, to start, right? To get ready. And when the gates open, when we move through these gates, when we move through this portal, because we are still in portal energy, on February 2nd, a portal opened 2-2, an energetic portal, and that portal is still open. So when we step through this energetic portal, we're going to be in a new reality, essentially, and we're preparing for that now, right? And what was I saying about testing? We're not being tested by anyone other than ourselves. And the test is to see how much you can open up, right? The butterfly card came out in the last reading, in the reading last night, the butterfly card. And the butterfly talks about transcendence, right? Transcending the ego, not really the ego, transcending like limitations attached to your ego or developed by your ego, like limiting beliefs and fears and stuff like that, so that you can metamorph into a butterfly, so that you can fly, so that you can evolve in consciousness, so that you can elevate, right? So we're being tested to see how much we're really willing to release. I don't even feel like it's that. I just feel like right now because we've already released. I feel like right now we're being just pushed to open up and expand, to fly like a butterfly. The creative expression card came out as well, so I feel like that's like expressing yourself, communicating yourself. That's Gemini energy, right? Communicating, expressing yourself authentically. I'm doing this because this is Jupiter, right? This is the light of Jupiter, like shining on our self-expression, our communication, how we show up for others, and how we show up for ourselves. And remember that Jupiter blesses everything. Jupiter blesses everything that it touches. So our self-expression, I believe, our self-expression is being evolved, not evolved, it's being lit up, it's being powered. I saw the gift card, gift, in the reading last night, and the gift is a power boost. It's like an energetic boost, right? So Jupiter is giving us this energy, this blessed energy to evolve, essentially, right? Prepare so that we can step through this portal, right? Because on the other side of the portal, it has something to do with your soul's blueprint, right? The plan, right? The ultimate plan, that the contract, it's a contract that you made before you incarnated, right? It says, or not it says, it's about the work that your soul came here to do. Before you incarnated, you signed these contracts that says, I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to do this. And on the other side of these gates is that this, whatever you said, whatever you promised to yourself, you promised you were going to do this. It could have something to do with your work, right? But there's also a reward attached to it, right? There's a reward attached, and the reward is based on the work that you did in a previous cycle. So there's some sort of 2-2, right? The 2-2 portal 2 is balance, right? So there's some sort of balance occurring right now. It's like a rebalancing of, it's an adjustment. I'm seeing the scales, like karmic adjustment. A karmic adjustment is happening right now. Yeah. What else? The baby card came out as well, so we're taking baby steps. Like I said, I feel like we're going to be full throttle once Mars finishes its retrograde and starts to move direct. So we're taking baby steps through this portal. Jupiter is giving us a power boost. What else? Oh, lots of eyes. There are lots of eyes on your transformation. Lots of people are watching. The monitoring spirits card came out. Monitoring spirits just means like people who like, they just look in the background. They wear a mask, right? And they pretend to be one way, but in the background they're like the purity card came out in the reverse. So people with impure intentions are watching your awakening. They're watching your transformation because, and they're watching in sorrow, right? They're feeling disappointed. They're feeling down. It's because they were not able to attach to you or connect to you in the previous cycle. They tried with mental magic, right? They tried to change your mind with mental magic, mental projections. They tried to like wound your heart. They tried to attack your heart chakra. They were like attempting to trigger old wounds, right? Wounds that have already been healed, not fully healed, but they're mending. They were attempting to create some sort of internal like anguish, mental anguish, because if they can get you to feel these feelings, right, or like feel sorry for yourself, feel low, feel down, or respond in a certain way, then they create an energetic attachment, an energetic cord that binds you to them, binds you to an old timeline. It binds you to past energy because your emotional reaction is just energy. Emotion is energy in motion, so that energy has to go somewhere, right? So this is what they were attempting to do. They were attempting to bind you through creating an impure connection, right? Those connections don't feel good. They're toxic. They're painful. They cause heartache, but they would rather be connected to you impurely in a toxic way than to let you go. But they weren't able to attach. They weren't able to attach. So they're watching divine timing play out, right? Because these energies, these cosmic energies, are helping us create these changes. They can't interfere with nature, right? They can't interfere with cosmic energies. So they tried, they failed. Now they're watching these monitoring spirits, and they're doing it in secret. But Spirit says to express anyway. The Phoenix card was the last card that came out, and for me the Phoenix was like, just do it anyway, right? Just rise anyway, express yourself without restriction anyway, be a flame anyway, right? Do it anyway, and let them watch. Give them a show is what Spirit said. Window of opportunity. Yeah, this is a window of opportunity. I feel like I said in my last reading, I feel like most people are taking advantage of this opportunity, and not taking advantage in a negative way. They're just seizing the moment, because this window is open for everyone. It's open to all. This portal energy is open to all, but it's up to the individual to get themselves to the threshold, right? It's up to the individual to align their frequency, align their energy with this portal, right? So I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm just gonna pull a few cards. We've got false flame, inauthentic connection at the bottom of the deck. So this is what we're leaving behind, inauthentic connections, right? That's that Gemini energy. Gemini is how we connect and relate to one another, right? And Jupiter blesses everything. So we're releasing inauthentic connections, and we're receiving blessed connections. We've got gold flipping over, heart of gold. It says, I don't have my glasses. It says gold represents someone generous and giving, who selflessly shares their good fortune with those in need, whether it be through material, spiritual, or emotional support. And then it says, be mindful of individuals who do not have your best interests at heart and may seek to exploit or take advantage of your kind and compassionate nature. So, yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. Be mindful of individuals who do not have your best interests at heart and may seek to exploit or take advantage of your kind and compassionate nature. So you've got a generous heart, you've got an abundant heart, right? And because your heart is so big, so generous, and so giving, it makes you prosperous, because your energy is your currency. Your energy is your currency. And, you know, this type of energy, being this type of light, right? This gold, radiating this energy, it makes you, it's like moths to a flame, right? Moths to a flame. It attracts parasites, right? Parasites and black holes that suck energy. They suck, they take, but they're empty inside, so the energy just, it goes nowhere, right? They take, they can't do anything with it, and they just take and take more, right? What else? Burden came out in the reverse. Burden. So we are being alleviated. A heavy load is being dropped. It says, if you're carrying more than you need to, consider letting go of non-essentials to alleviate excess pressure in your life. So, we're moving away from inauthentic connections. We're taking our hearts, right? Our hearts of gold, and we're moving into pure and blessed connections, and we're being alleviated, right? Some kind of weight that we've been carrying, it's being alleviated. This pressure is being alleviated. No more struggle, no more oppression, no more strain, at least not in the area that we just cleared, right? The area that we just cleared out, we won't have to go through that again. This is not to say that you won't experience any burden or any work, because this energy essentially, although it is like, it's lots of work, right? It's heavy, it doesn't feel good, but it does force you, it does push you to grow, right? So we need we need this friction, right? Because these are the lessons that help us evolve into versions of ourselves that we haven't met yet, essentially. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the reading here, guys. Thank you for joining me, thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.